Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, today we will discuss that how microkernel can be used in a system structure, what are the advantages of microkernel and what are the cons of using microkernel in a Windows system. Microkernel method structures the operating system by removing all the unnecessary components from the kernel itself and implementing them as in user and system level programs. These programs can stay outside the kernel and resulting in a smaller kernel. The small consensus is regarding that which content should be inside the kernel and which component should be implemented in the user space. By defining this one, microkernel can be achieved and be advantageous approach to the layered approach. Typically, a microkernel has minimal process and memory management with the communication facility. The main advantage and the main task of a microkernel is to communicate with the client program and the server routines that lies in the user space. If a client program wants to access the file that reside in a file system, it must interact with the file server. Now the file server and the client cannot interact directly. They must interact indirectly through a message passing system or via a mailbox through the microkernel. This way, the communication can be done in the microkernel in the way of message passing or shared memory. One benefit of using this microkernel approach is the extending ease of the operating system. As any new services can be added to a user space, then the modification to kernel is not required every time. If a kernel needs to be modified, it tends to be fewer because the kernel size is very smaller. The resulting operating system can be ported to one hardware to another very easily. Thus, the microkernel system is very secure and protected as the data and the services lies in the user space and not as kernel level programs. So, any problems in a server routine remain the operating system untouched. Some contemporary operating system uses this microkernel approach. For example, True64 Unix use a Unix interface to the user, but it uses a Mac microkernel approach operating system. This Mac microkernel can complement the Unix system calls into messages that need to be passed through the operating system. In this way, a microkernel approach True64 Unix can be achieved in an operating system. Now the main problem with this microkernel is that the overhead of pure system function. As all system functions are lies in the user space, so they need to be communicated to the microkernel itself before the message passing can actually start. For example, Windows NT with its first release has used the microkernel layered approach, which has a performance delay compared to the Windows 95. Now the performance delay can be computed and performed with a layering structure, that all the layers from the user space to the kernel space can be computed and integrated closely to make up this performance delay. By the time Windows XP was designed, the Windows structure was more monolithic than the microkernel and layered approach. So, the advantages and disadvantages of microkernel approach can be combined with the layered approach to make a greater design of the operating system. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned with Ekeeda and subscribe to Ekeeda.